Hello everybody and welcome to the BoF Android Tools BoF with Samyak Jain. And let me introduce him quickly. He is a third-year undergraduate student pursuing computer science and engineering. He has been contributing to open source for more than a year now, and he is in love with its culture. Debian was his first family of free software, and it taught him a lot of things. So please welcome him and enjoy the BoF.
Hi everyone, welcome to Android Tools Team BoF. I hope everyone to join soon. Let's start with a quick introduction. As thanks Jatin said, I am Samyak Jain, third year undergraduate. I am doing my GSOC project with the same team, Android Tools team. With the project, my GSOC project is Android SDK tools in Debian. And for the summer, I am more focused and inclined towards packaging Kotlin. Over to you. Next, anyone wants to speak up?
Hi, I'm Raman, and I'm from India, and I'm also working with Android Tools team from Debian. I'm working on Gradle for my GSOC project. The Gradle and Kotlin are actually prerequisites for a lot of projects, so me, Samyak, and Manas are coordinating on that. Desai is our mentor, one of our mentors, and he'll speak next.
Hi everyone, I am Chirayu Desai. I have been working on Debian and with the Android Tools team since 2016. I was a GSOC student back then, and ever since then I've been mentoring for GSOC. Uh, this year we have been doing a lot of packaging work with one big tool where Samyak here, as you mentioned, is working on Kotlin, which has been a huge project, and then Raman is working on Gradle, which has been another huge project. So I'll leave it up to them to describe it further.
I think just a sec. Hans needs the link to the room. I'm just sending him.
Manas join. Would you like to speak, Manas?
Yeah, hi. Hi, Samyak. Hello, everyone.
Manas, you're live. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, guys. I'm Manas Kashyap, currently a GSOC student under Debian for Android SDK project. I'm contributing to Debian from past 3 years, and I have worked with Ruby team and Node.js team before Android team. And I'm also a package maintainer for Python team and Java team. That's pretty much from my side.
Another one of our mentors, Hans, is here. Hans, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Hans. I was been working on the Android Tools team for a while now, and serving as mentor for a few years, and that's like a big part of my contribution on Debian.
I think we should move on. People will join us. So the next agenda, your topic is we have 3 outreach students for this year, Google Summer of Code, and we have Manis, Raman, and me. I think Raman will start with the introduction of the project.
You're muted.
Oh, so as muted, sorry. So the project its initial goal was to package all the Android toolchain and all the Android SDK parts into Debian. And that the main blocker for those is Kotlin and Gradle as of now. So Gradle is a build system, and we already have like 4.4.1 version in our repos, but it is too old and not suitable for use. So I've been working over the summer to upgrade it to 6.4.1. That is the version which was released when we started working. Now it's at 6.6 officially, but 6.4 is almost done by this time. And it has been a huge project, and we ended up spending a lot more time on it than anticipated. Almost all of our time for GSOC has been spent on that. And it is worth it, I guess, because after Gradle, we can upgrade almost all of the packages in Android Tools team to the new versions.
Is there a format, or should I just comment?
I think you can come in, or Samyak can speak about Kotlin.
I think it's Minus. You want to speak something up, or should I go?
Yep. So hi, I'm Manas Kashyap, currently a student at Debian for Android Tool SDK. And in this 3 months of time, I worked on different Android projects like platform APK stick, platform emulator installer. Many projects I tried to build it and patch it without the Gradle stuff, because Gradle stuff is taking time, and also it is a dependent of Kotlin. Thanks to Raman and Samyak for looking those things after and helping me out in that. And that's pretty much from my side.
So I guess it's me now. We're gonna speak about Kotlin. Just let me share my screen about something. Okay, I think it should be visible now. Yep. So we started Kotlin with this. We have the Kotlin structure here. So yeah, M36 last year goes by M36 on IIC, also known as Safe. Packaged half of the Kotlin last year. He did a very great job, and I carried out over this year. So basically, the Kotlin structure was this: we have a Kotlin Bootstrap and Kotlin source. And Kotlin Bootstrap, we were using Kotlin Bootstrap to build the Kotlin itself, because Kotlin needs Kotlin itself to build. So that's why we were using Bootstrap. But the thing was, as we have Debian policies, we can't actually upload a Bootstrap package. So again, so like as Andrew, another mentor of mine, suggested that you should also try to build Kotlin from itself, and then pretty much that what I did this summer. Again, I think most of the compiler work is done, and compiler builds fine. That's pretty much I wanted to show. So I'm back here. Okay. So yeah, so I think it's the major work is done with the Kotlin work, and okay, yeah, I think we should move over. If I think M36 also joined. You want to go by the introduction, Seth?
Hey. So I have my. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, all right. I have my camera turned off because my phone doesn't look good. Looks, to be honest, it's not very good at all. Yeah, I'm M36, Seth. You might know me. That's all for the introduction.
Would you like to speak about Kotlin?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Would you like to speak about Kotlin?
Would you like to speak
Kotlin,
about Kotlin?
Yeah, sure. thanks, Samyak, for all the work on Kotlin. It's really amazing to see someone pick it up and do so much of the work. So, what's the current status now? I'm really sorry I couldn't be there. I was busy with all the visa and the background check for me at my new job place. Yeah. So,
It's fine anyway. I guess we are good to go now. We are just left with one error to solve, and I think Kotlin should be ready.
all right.
Yeah.
Hey, Hunt.
So
Andrew isn't
I
here.
guess we're done with the Andrew. I pinged Andrew. I think he will be joining soon. Moving over with our third agenda, it's what's the present status of Gradle in Kotlin we just discussed. So I guess I should speak up something about this. I have packaged Kotlin 1.3.30 right now, and from the deb, Gradle is gonna upload, I guess. Raman built Gradle 6.4.1 on the Kotlin deb, so we're gonna I think we're gonna be following our way. We're gonna be uploading Kotlin first and then Gradle. Is there any other people who want to speak about something about the Gradle and Kotlin work?
So Gradle will actually be uploaded in two parts, I guess. One will be a only binary upload, and after some time there will be a source only upload, which will use that earlier binary to build itself. And Kotlin should also be similar. Or is there a separate bootstrap upload? We had a bootstrap upload for Gradle, but the bootstrap doesn't have all the jars required. So I got Gradle itself building. So Samyak, how is it for Kotlin? Is it bootstrap or non-bootstrap?
For now, I guess everyone decided that Kotlin is gonna be we are following a procedure. We are first uploading the bootstrap along with the Kotlin, and from the very next upload, I think Kotlin should be able to build from itself. Yeah, that's pretty much the plan for now. Okay, I guess. Yeah, Hans, want to say something?
I was just going to ask if, so that I guess you have that working in something like a clean chroot or a p builder or something like that, because it seems like hard to undo if there's some little annoying thing wrong.
I'm working in a clean Debian unstable container, and I guess Samyak is also working in a similar environment.
Right. I mean, like for the final test, doing a totally from brand new chroot with nothing installed.
In a brand new container I have done, I couldn't set up.
Oh, you reset the container each time?
Container.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, great. That should do it.
If you could, I think if somebody okay, if somebody wanted to help or wanted to try building this Gradle and Kotlin packages, where should they go? Where would they start?
For Gradle, you can just clone the repo from my forecon salsa and then install the Kotlin deb, which is with Samyak, I guess. He has uploaded it on salsa in a repo with all the dependencies for Kotlin. And once you have Kotlin installed, for Gradle, you just disable the offline mode for now and build it. It builds fine.
I think what newbies can do is, like those who want to build Kotlin and Gradle right now, we have a wiki page for Kotlin itself. I will just add it on the Etherpad. It's on the wiki.debian.org/Kotlin, where they have all the procedure to follow for how they can proceed with Kotlin work. Like after proper testing, we can push it to the team. It's on my personal repo right now. It's it go as Samyak-Jain/Kotlin. So we have that right now. Just after final testing, we can push it to the team, and then everyone can build it from there. I will just add the links to the Etherpad right now, like so everyone can like take a look at from there.
I'm like sorry to be asking this. So does Kotlin build on itself right now? Like, can it bootstrap by itself, or does it need a separate package to, build Kotlin?
So the thing was, the major blocker from the starting was we were having that it was not able to produce two jars, Kotlin SAM the receiver and Kotlin Gradle plugin. And I didn't knew that a plugin would take around 2 months to get it sorted. Like we handle like n number of circular dependencies, but yeah, once it's gonna like the Kotlin Gradle plugin is finished building from itself, it's free of compilation error. We can produce those jars, and then we can then Kotlin can build from itself. It doesn't need any other thing.
So I think it'll be a really good idea, like if you can get a final page where it says the work that's left to be done, and how we can build the current release stuff that you have to like I don't have what you have on your machine, right? So how do I get that onto my machine? Like, what do I clone from? What are the commands I run? Because I'm like quitting on 31st, my current job, so I'll probably take it up. So sort of like a resume point is what I'm saying, like a save point. I think it'll be a really good idea if you had a page where we list out what's left to be done and how we can come and get to the point where you're at your machine. I'm not sure if I convey the message clearly.
That's a nice point.
Yes.
I got it straight, right?
Yeah.
I was okay. You want to speak something?
No, I was telling we should add this page as a link to our wiki, final reports on the wiki, our final use of reports on the wiki. We could add a link there.
Yeah, we are almost gonna finish drafting the documentation. We are currently doing the same thing. So I guess anyone can take it from there. Like we are properly documenting what we did and how they can proceed further.
Yeah. Okay.
I also just add that we tried this year experimentally using the an issue tracker on the Debian Salsa GitLab.
Yeah.
So I'll put a link to that. I mean, I think it worked, but we still have to figure it out exactly. I mean, Debian has its own email-based bug tracker, but it's very tied to packages, which makes it hard to deal with the kind of, I don't know, maybe this is my conception, but it always, for tasks that aren't necessarily directly tied to like a bug, it always felt a little off. So
yeah, we could try that.
So yeah, we have, I'll put a link in the pad, but we have some stuff there, and at the very least, it's quick to make an issue saying like, okay, this is what's left to, or the next step on Kotlin.
Yeah, that'd be really useful, right?
Yeah, so Samyak and Raman, one thing you guys can do is we already have issues tracking Kotlin and Gradle, and we have some progress there. So when you write up those tips for what's needed now, just put a link on the Salsa tracker as well.
Sure.
Okay, we can do that. I guess we should move over with our fourth agenda. It's work after we have updated Gradle and Kotlin. So a question was from my side that we have Kotlin 1.3.30, right? So is there any need to, after we're done packaging it, is there any need to update the Kotlin right now, or we can proceed other packages, the Android packages from here, and then we can update Kotlin later on, as we have 1.3.7 and last week 1.4.0 was released.
Well, I think it'll be a solid idea to just stick with 1.3.3 because I'm pretty sure there are some serious bugs in it. Because the first thing we did when we were building Kotlin was disable all the tests. So we are not really sure if it's up to standards. But a good measure of how well Kotlin is working right now would be to check if it can build itself. So I'm assuming it still doesn't, right? At this point, we are depending on we are waiting on a plugin to be packaged. So once that's done and we get Kotlin to build itself, we'll still have to give some time to fix some bugs. And after that, maybe we can proceed on to upgrading it to a later version using this as the bootstrap. But I don't think right away the next priority should be to upgrade Kotlin. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I would just, though, some of the bugs, if upgrading Kotlin means that we can get rid of some of the patches, for example, then that might be worth doing.
Yeah, that might be
before
worth doing.
a lot of bug fixing.
Yeah. But the problem is, like Kotlin doesn't depend on the previous version of Kotlin to build itself. So they introduce a intermediate version which acts as the bootstrap, and it's not very neat.
Oh, they have each time for each release they do a bootstrap.
Not for each release, but every so often. Like for 1.3.3, it bootstraps using 1.3.30 EAP28 something. So it's not the previous version. So yeah.
But we will need to upgrade Kotlin for sure because Gradle needs it apparently.
Yeah.
I have the Gradle's dependencies list here, and it needs Groovy 2.5 and Kotlin 1.3.71.
Okay. Kotlin 1.2.71, right?
3.7.
1.3.71. I think it'll be a very good idea to just keep Gradle 4.4, even though it's ancient, because at least we can have one version of Gradle with all the original functionalities, like compiling Kotlin.
No, the problem is the version of Gradle that is currently present, it doesn't build code. It's written in Groovy and has like 20 patches. It's too
I don't understand. You mean it doesn't build?
A couple of other packages also need it.
The Gradle had to we uploaded a new Gradle in specifically to get Kotlin building, which backported some stuff from newer releases. And also in general for like Java packages and other Android uses, we want a newer version of Gradle.
Yeah.
So I don't think keeping it on the old version is an option. It's pretty old.
Yeah.
And then one more quick note is if we stay up to date with like somewhat recent versions rather than falling back to such older versions, we might be able to keep updates smaller and much more manageable than what we had to do in the last 3 months.
Yeah, that makes sense as well. So what I'm thinking right now is that Kotlin 1.3.3 has specific patches just for the Debian's version of Gradle 4.4. So we might have to repatch that, but I'm not sure. I think those might be just minor patches. Yeah.
It's even the other way around. Gradle 4.1 also has some patches from newer versions, so that can do the current code thing.
Yeah, just backported some of the stuff.
And we need Gradle 5 for some of the Android projects.
What is the version of? I'm sorry.
Android's recommended version is 5.5.1. We'll need Gradle 5.5.
Once we have Gradle and Kotlin, means after that there are many packages which are updated but are not building. So we have to look after it too. Like there is Android platform system core, which depends a lot on Kotlin, and Android platform build, which depends on Gradle. So we have to look to those packages too. Means as there is lot of make files and other things. Rather than patching them out, which I tried during my GSOC visit, we should go.
I think we're pretty much 50, like there are 20, 15 minutes left. So I think we should take this conversation to IRC, the Kotlin Gradle conversation to IRCs, and we should move to our next topic, the next agenda. Like how can we welcome newbies and how to help them to get started? Because I see many of us see that we are mainly contributing at the time of outreach projects. Like it's nice to have a regular contribution to the team apart from the outreach project. What's it?
Yeah, that would be nice. One of the things is, like you mentioned, this is all quite complicated long-term projects rather than something you can work on, say, a weekend or maybe a couple of days. So documentation will definitely help. So, like if right now I will need to figure out how to get the whole thing. If there is just if a starting point is listed, somebody can jump right in and work on something small and be able to take some time off after that.
Yeah, that's pretty solid idea. Like, we need to have a page or something that says what are the exact commands that you need to run, from cloning the repo to building the project. I think that way people can get in it pretty fast.
Yeah, I guess I mean, we could maybe break it down. There's a lot of just kind of two big clumps, like the C-based tools, so things like Fastboot, ADB, and all that. And then there's like the Java-based, like the Gradle plugin, things like that, which are these huge clumps that are not really easy to jump in on, from what I've seen. I mean, maybe if we can restructure them so that they're based on like they're structured more like upstream, it will be. So I guess I could see like an intro that's like, something like APK Signer. That package is pretty much standalone. It's like on Git repo, and pretty straightforward. Or like some of the other non-Google things like PidCat. What else is there?
Small APK tool.
Yeah, APK tool. Those are all much easier to jump in on currently because they're just their own thing. But I guess I think a lot of the people come to, they're like, oh, ADB is not, I want to do ADB to my phone, and I see that ADB is not updated, so I want to go and update ADB, and then they're like, how come it's not so easy?
We need more volume on that.
For like, if there's some time for some, I can give some quick background on ADB if there's some time.
Sure. So the code is structured. The C code is structured like a whole bunch of libraries, and then these utilities that link to them. But it's not built that way at all. It's built as this giant single package with a giant single build system. And so if you're used to anything from GNU, each little thing has a neat little build system that can detect dependencies and things like that, just that it's needed for the one build you're doing. This is kind of the opposite extreme of like that. Nothing has its own build system. It's the whole entire Android OS and SDK and Gradle plugin are all the same, kind of the same build system. And so to make that work in Debian, it's like a lot of patching and hacking, and that means to get that little bundle of code that's ADB updated, you have to wade through all that structure. Is that the kind of background you were looking for?
Yeah, and then one of the things is right now, like What the current 8.1 ADB package has is that we have written Debian makefiles for the code, but then updating every single makefile to the latest version is just taking too much time, and that is what is mostly keeping it back. So what we are planning for the future is, and this is an issue on Salsa, to just try and make the upstream build system work, because then we only have to worry about all the Debian bits, about packaging it in Debian, and not just getting it building in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I think that approach makes a lot of sense, especially with Chirayu involved, since he's day-to-day building Android. I guess in the past we had the problem because they kept changing the build system.
I saw a new build system yesterday. They added Bazel to the AOSP repo.
They're using Bazel now?
They have an empty repository, but I think they might use it in the future. I saw it yesterday.
Well, I know that the Debian medical team was working on getting Bazel packaged, but Bazel is totally also a crazy own. It like downloads all sorts of crazy binaries to do builds. It downloads whole like VM images and yeah. Okay, that could be interesting.
I would like to see someone someone make builds using Bazel in offline mode in Debian.
Yeah, I feel some themes coming on for the next Debian Summer of Code. It's gonna be Bazel.
Okay, moving forward with the next one, how to bring more contribution to the team. Again, the same one, that bringing, I think many of them fear with circular dependencies, so they don't really like to take Android packages. So I think we should really work. We should really have a proper documentation. Again, it's the same thing. Also, yesterday, me and Sidesai were discussing, like, is there need for having monthly meetings for the team? Otherwise, like, we don't have any of the active interactions between the team members. So we can have that. We can have a monthly meeting, so everyone can keep the work going. What's it?
I suggested having async IRC meetings like we have done so far for GSOC every week. We can start with that, and then if needed, we can move to voice or video if everyone in the meeting is comfortable with that. But maybe just having a place every month, a single time every month to discuss what we are working on, what we would like to work on, might help keep things moving in the future.
Yeah, makes sense to me.
So I think I will shoot a mail to the mailing list to decide a proper date for every month, and then we can like work on it.
We should do a doodle poll. That would be
we could keep the same Thursday time slot and just make it monthly instead of weekly as it is right now. So
that works for me.
The time slot doesn't work for everyone. Like Seamlink is Seamlink
Oh,
has
yeah,
it very late and all. A doodle poll would be better option.
Earlier, I think
Seamlink joined. Would you like to say something?
I think he's still in the metro. Put it in the chat.
Hello guys, sorry, I'm in the metro, yes, and it will be a little bit loud. I hope you don't mind. Can you hear my voice?
Yep, that's good. Not loud.
And is the background too noisy? Okay, I just joined. Sorry, I've been traveling. Yeah, but great word to everyone. I can say that.
So okay, like we can discuss this monthly meeting mostly on Thursday every month. Okay. I guess we have a couple of questions on the Etherpad. Okay, there is the Debian Med team accepts the help to enhance Bazel packaging. So nice. We have someone to look after us. Okay, there's a question. I think Raman and I can answer that. We can find the Kotlin binary deb for testing Gradle build without waiting for official upload to go through the new queue. You want to go first, Raman?
To have a separate repo in which I built Gradle using upstream, and then I created a bootstrap build. Let me just link it here. I'll link it in the Etherpad.
Yeah, same with me. I just left with a couple. Same with me. I just left with a couple of errors, so we can have a proper Kotlin binaries. We have for now, but it doesn't have Kotlin Gradle plugin jars, so it won't help us right now. So I will push it after this week, I guess. I hope to get it done, and I will push it somewhere. I will link it up. Basically, it will be on my repo. I will link it up. Also, you can hop in hashtag Debian Android Tools channel, and then we can have a discussion over there as well. Okay, moving forward. Okay. There was a thing we were discussing on the IRC as well, that all the Android packages needed to be updated, and we need a proper tag sync for that. So this, I want to say something about tag sync.
Okay, so like Hans was talking about earlier, the Android team, the Google Android team at Google, they build Android as a whole. They build all the 700-800 Git repositories. They sync it all down at once and build it together. So what has happened right now is we started updating the current set of packages to a newer version, but then got stuck on some of the packages because it was just too much work, and we figured it might be better to move to the upstream build approach that I was talking about earlier. So that is something we need to look at after dealing with Gradle and Kotlin, now that they are almost done.
Yep, we can look at that. Okay. So, were we planning for Android packages sprint as we discussed before? That once we have Kotlin and Gradle, we should have a sprint for that for all the Android packages.
We will need a sprint actually, and I've listed all the packages that will need to be updated on Etherpad. I've listed them there. Those are like wrapper, external wrapper, and libnative helper, framework space, and all of the stuff. I have it on the Etherpad.
One thing to note here is Android 11 is a week or two out at most. We should have it by mid-September, going by past releases. So any updates should be done after we have the latest version, because the current Android 10 is a year old at this point.
So we'll need to update to Android 11.
Yeah, we should wait and just update to the latest 11, which should be out in a week or two, rather than to a 1 year old version.
Right. Do you know, I mean, part of that question is going to be if it requires Bazel, because that will be a blocker.
No, that it should be fine. I saw this. This was created 6 weeks ago, and the release branches are locked a lot earlier than that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think in general we've tried to use the latest version, but based on what's available, like what's been packaged. And then, like right now, we have this huge block on Kotlin, which is almost gone.
One thing we can do is we can discuss the sprint and the monthly meeting. We can have a monthly meeting like soon, and then figure out a time that works for everyone for the sprint. And till then, maybe we can have an issue or a page somewhere where people with interest can share their names.
We can probably open an issue tracker page, like just we have for other issues, like Kotlin and Gradle and other stuff. So we can open a GitLab issue there.
And to give an overview of some of the packages, we have Java packages, we have Kotlin packages, which we can upload after Kotlin is in. We have C, C++ packages, which are built by Upstream using Clang now. We also have some, I think, helper scripts. And then we also have some installer packages, which are in Contrib, which basically download the binaries from Google for some of the things which are just too hard to package in what we are already working on, such as the emulator, which is a QEMU fork.
Yeah, there's one of the things I wanted to change a little bit, like something like, well, if we can get SDK manager in, then a lot of we won't need like the build tools. I forget. We wouldn't need like the build tools versions of those packages, because you'd just be able to install them from SDK manager, which would, and also like the M2. I'm just looking to the list. The platforms, the M2 repository, and the build tools. Like, I think once we have SDK manager, we no longer have a use case for those or SDK manager will cover that use case much better. But then I still think it makes sense to have the docs thing, even though it's kind of old, but it's there. The NDK, though, I don't know, the NDK, maybe we want to have it from SDK manager, because now you can install it. They actually have been pushing more to manage it like a package. Before it was just a little bit manually managed. And then for me, I know the emulator package I think is very useful for people who don't want to install or even touch the Android SDK. They just want to run an emulator, like I think of like translators. Like a translator just wants to be able to have like a throwaway device that they can test their translation app, install any app that they're working on without worrying about their own device. So that's my thought on those Google Android packages.
Yep, emulator would also be useful for CI testing, where you may just want to run some test on an Android version without needing anything else.
I think we'll still need platform tools, because we have ADB and Fastboot in it, and most people will need only those, and they wouldn't want to install whole SDK manager and then go through the long process.
But we have those packaged. We don't need the Google binaries.
No, but
it's not the latest version, but
it's not the latest version, and that's fine.
I don't think we have a platform tools, but do we have a Google?
I think the naming is confusing, and which is what is causing this confusion. There's Android Platform Tools Base, which is all the SDK stuff, and then the Android Platform System Core, which has ADB and Fastboot, and the repository naming is just confusing. They may seem similar, but they are completely different branching, different kind of code.
Yes.
This is what we need. That.
Okay, just for the quick heads up, we have 30 seconds left with the live stream, so we'll just wrap it up. We can stay afterwards. We can discuss here what's left to be discussed. So, we should say bye to everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Keep
enjoying it.
I'd like to have a photo. Samyak, please take a screenshot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did.